Hello guys, this is another Beatles fan, and here we are again with some Beatles news. Today, the Beatles have announced their plans for their big 2024 release. As usual, it's been a long time since we've had great Beatles releases every year, and this year lots of people expected Rubber Soul, the super deluxe edition of the album, and of course the remix by Giles Martin, but we're not having that. We're gonna have the 1964 US albums in mono being re-released on vinyl, and that is huge, right? That is huge because I don't think the US albums have been given too much love recently. They did release that US box set with all the US albums on CD. My dad bought it for my uncle actually, but it was a long time ago. It was in 2014, and I gotta tell you, man, I don't have much of a story with the Beatles American releases. I only have this one, Meet the Beatles. This is a really great pressing I have of this. It's in stereo, unfortunately. It's not in mono, but it sounds good. It sounds great, actually. If I'm not mistaken, it's a 1970s pressing. I also have this Brazilian pressing of the American album Hey Jude, and of course this was done by Alan Klein. It's a super weird album because it has Paperback Writer, and then I Should Have Known Better, and then Lady Madonna all at once, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. But they're re-releasing only the 1964 albums in mono, as I mentioned, and a box set. You can get all of the albums separately, except for one, so let's talk about that. They are gonna re-release Meet the Beatles' second album, A Hard Day's Night. That would be the motion picture soundtrack version of done by United Artists. So it's not the same as the A Hard Day's Night album, mainly because it has a lot of instrumentals that appear on the movie. And for example, Ringo's theme, which is This Boy instrumental version. It's a fun record, I gotta say. I've never listened to it. Also, we have something new, the Beatles 65 and the early Beatles. And if you buy the box set, you get the Beatles Story, which is a double LP that released kind of as a documentary, so it's only interviews and pieces like that. I believe there's some radio pieces too. And that's also going to be released on the box set. And well, what do you guys think of it? Do you guys like the Capitol albums? I don't have much of a story with it, but I gotta be honest, I am super interested on the box set. I love box sets. I don't have any box sets. I only have George Harrison's All Things Must Pass 5 LP. So actually I do have a box set, right? But what I mean by that is I've always seen the Beatles and Paul and George and John releasing these huge special edition box sets, and I've never had a chance to have one. And this one looks incredible to me because it's the US mixes. Some of them are different. Apparently, they are cut from the original mono masters, global release November 22nd. So, you know, the Beatles in mono box set is like the holy grail of vinyl releases for the Beatles, right? Released in 2009. So maybe it has great sound quality like that. So it's also interesting because of that, and also because I live in Brazil. It's impossible to find real good Capitol albums of the Beatles. This one I found close to my gym, on a little record store close to my gym, and it was a real find. Actually, it was cheap, dirt cheap for Beatles releases, and but we don't see this very often, especially not in mono. So and if you do, it's really expensive. So I'd be totally be interested on that. I will definitely take a look if I had the chance to get it. But the big deal here is the price, and I think it's what most people will complain about. I haven't seen the internet chatter, but the box set with 8 vinyl records goes for a total of 300 US dollars, and that's a lot. Let's just, yeah, that settles for 37.50 each record, and that's extremely expensive, I think. Of course, it's a special edition. It's not every time that this gets released, and also every album comes with a sleeve where there's an essay about the record. But yeah, it's Saudi, it's not cheap, pretty expensive. If you would consider, I've been in the US in July, and most records brand new are like $30. I'd say there's cheaper ones, but I'd say $30 is what most people buy nowadays, and it's $37.50 in a box set, which may be inclined to be a bit more value, a bit more bang for your buck. It's not. It's pretty expensive, and if you want to buy the album separately, that's gonna cost you $42. So again, it's pretty expensive, isn't it? So I want you guys to know, what do you think about that? Actually, I want to know what you guys think about that. I'm sorry, and if you guys are gonna pick up some of those records. I am, again, I'm not sure. I'm probably not gonna pick anything up because it's too expensive for me, especially since I'm Brazilian. The dollar is super expensive here. But I will be on the lookout for maybe a officially released version here in Brazil. Sometimes they do that. Maybe it's worth it. I don't know. Are you guys gonna pick it up? What do you guys think about it? Let's also think about sound quality. I do expect for the sound quality to be incredible. Let's see, right? The box set in itself, I forgot to mention that the design of the box is super simple. It's like the Beatles 1964 US albums in mono. There's the Apple Granny Smith, and that's basically it in American colors. So I also want to know what you guys think about that. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye. Thank you so much.